Hi, it's Claire here from the Happiness Bank and welcome to this week's video blog. In the vein of keeping things real, like I promised you last week, I've brought you out to my favourite park bench, which has a railway track running behind it, so you may hear a few trains going past. And I'm going to share with you some of the crazy things that happened to me over the past week and how I managed to keep my cool and remain happy despite being pretty damn annoyed at the moment. So last Saturday, my husband and I treated ourselves to a night at a fancy hotel in Brisbane City. It was to celebrate Paul getting a new job after having been made redundant about 12 weeks ago. We were so excited about it, and in true Massingham style, it had to be celebrated with gusto, even though we didn't have much money, and it had to involve all the things I love doing, which is basically eating and sleeping in a beautiful hotel with a view of the water, might I add. We had this amazing 24 hours captured in this bubble of opulence. And when we returned home, we knew that it would be back to reality. And guess what? Reality came in thick and fast. That afternoon, as I sat on the toilet, I heard this really big crash. And I stopped and I thought about it for a second and then decided, nah, it must have just been the toilet lid hitting the back of the cistern. So I didn't investigate any further. I did what all normal people do on the toilet and then I flushed. Upon standing up and turning around to put the lid down, I noticed something strange sitting at the bottom. And with absolute horror, I realised it was my iPhone. No, how could I not remember that my iPhone was sitting in my back pocket? Without any hesitation, I stuck my hand into the bowl to retrieve it, I dried it off and I tried to turn it on, which apparently is a no-no according to Google. So for the next couple of days it sat covered in a bowl of rice whilst I lamented over my stupidness and I coped with the reality of not feeling connected to the rest of the world for a while. Monday morning comes, I wake up and I go for my normal walk, deciding to stop off at a children's playground to do a workout. I say to myself as I walk out the door, Claire, do not lose the house key that's sitting in your pocket, because if you do, you will not be able to ring anyone because you don't have a mobile phone. So what do? I lose my key in the children's playground and I spend 15 minutes crawling around on my hands and knees, digging up bark trying to find it. Eventually I did find it underneath the swings on the bitumen where I'd laid down to do my sit-ups. I finally get home, I have a shower, I dry my hair, I reach for my straightening iron only to find out that I had left it at the hotel in the bathroom. How can a girl survive without a straightening iron? So now more withdrawal symptoms to cope with. So within the space of 24 hours, reality had struck with a vengeance, and I was wondering if that hotel stay had truly been worth it. It was basically the cost of a new phone. But what I've learned over the past few years is that shit's always going to hit the fan at one point or another, and it will absolutely happen to anyone and everybody. Sometimes it's just crappy little things like dropping your phone in the toilet, losing your house key, or forgetting your straightening iron. And even though at the time you think the universe is conspiring against you, it's not really. After all, you're not homeless, you're not hungry, you're not being bombed, and you're not dying. That's not to say that I didn't swear or chuck a few little tissy fits over those few mishaps, because I did. It's called being human. What I did do though, and what I'm really proud about, is that I didn't linger on those negative moments. After my initial, oh damn, this really sucks, I stopped and I said to myself, so what can I do about this? I knew that prolonged whinging and moaning wouldn't help, so I went into problem-solving mode and I did whatever was in my control to diminish the pain. After Googling dropping iPhones in the toilet, and you would be surprised at how many people do this, I'm normal after all, I covered the phone in rice for 2 days. I'm now pleased to say that it is working, despite the screen looking a bit dodgy, but who cares, it works. My key was retrieved because I didn't panic too much, and I methodically retraced my steps to find it, and I phoned up the hotel and housekeeping had my straightening iron in their lost property. I just took my exercise gear into work the following day and I had a beautiful 90-minute walk along the riverfront from where I work in Milton to the city to retrieve it. I'm now reunited with all of my gadgets, a tiny bit worse for wear, but a hell of a lot more enlightened about life, happiness, and everything that happens in between. So, when the shit hits the fan in your life, and it will, just remember that there's an iPhone in there somewhere. Have an awesome week and keep colouring this world with your health and happiness, and I look forward to seeing you next time.